Hi guys, I'm Sean. This is Alyssa. Gus is in our hearts, and this is in our rabbit hole daily. Now, every so often on the channel, we promise to react to a movie, and then we take like 6 months to get to it. And this is one of those movies. Now, we have been looking forward to checking this out for a long time. Now, I am going to pronounce the name of the movie, and I'm going to do it with a little bit of help here. So we had a lovely individual actually prepare this movie for us today. He wants to remain anonymous, but he did provide a lot of material so that we could better enjoy this. And so it's pronounced Chaar Sahibzaade. As I understand it, which means 4 princes.
Okay.
So that's Chaar Sahibzaade. So this is something we've been looking forward to for a long time. This is about the 10th
Here it
Guru.
says Hindi.
I know, and then after it says Punjabi, so I think it is in Punjabi.
Did they actually have it in both, though?
I'm thinking they probably had a version that was in Hindi, because actually if you click play, then I think it switches to another title card, which says Punjabi. So
okay, we're just going to get right into it?
I think so. I did want to say, though, guys, that one of the reasons it took us this long to get here is that I wanted to learn a whole lot more about the Gurus. And so I've been listening to a podcast that's actually part of Audible, and I've been learning all about the Gurus. I'm really close to the 10th Guru, so I'm gonna have to fill in a couple of blanks here. But I've been learning all about the Gurus, and it's just been an awesome experience so far. And here we go, learning more about the 10th.
And I unfortunately haven't been as adamant about learning about it. I learn about it for 2 minutes before I fall asleep, because Sean he puts it on when I'm falling asleep.
Well, it's just fascinating stuff, and it's such a recent events, all things considered. And in fact, that's another reason that we took this long, guys, because it's December 26th, so we're a couple of days off. But as I understand it, some of the events in this movie take place on December 24th. So we're doing it around the approximate time. And by the way, we do have some extra annotations. Big thanks to the individual who did this for us, who is remaining nameless. Now, as you know, you can't depict the Guru in real life. So by doing it as an animation and by using a still image for the Guru, they're able to tell the story but still respect the Guru. So many thanks here to all the people that brought this together. Jeez, took a lot of people to bring this one to life, that's for sure. And this actually features a different translation too, as I understand it. So he's actually gone through and retranslated it.
Yeah, our friend actually did the subtitles,
I believe so, and that also extra annotation. So not only do we have a better subtitled version, but we have all the information that we could need to know. Can we ever
repay you?
I know.
Thank you so much.
Well, one of the ways I think is by sharing this with some other people and sharing the hard work.
What year is it from?
Oh, that's a good question. I think it's maybe 7 or 8 years old now at this point, I think. But fairly recent, all things considered. Okay.
Oh, okay. Enhanced storytelling. Artistic, historical.
And one thing they may have actually done is tone it down a little bit, because we know that some of this could, the way that, for example, the 2 youngest sons were treated and the way that they were, some of this stuff, they're probably going to make it more safe for families. Oh, wow.
There's dubbing.
They remain anonymous. Maybe out of respect for the characters.
Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji ne ਸਮੁੱਚੀ ਮਨੁੱਖਤਾ ਨੂੰ ਬਰਾਬਰੀ ਅਤੇ ਪਿਆਰ ਦਾ ਪਾਠ ਪੜਾਇਆ। ਹਰ ਇੱਕ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੇ ਧਰਮ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹਿ ਕੇ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਦੀਆਂ ਖੁਸ਼ੀਆਂ ਮਾਣਨ ਦੀ ਆਜ਼ਾਦੀ ਦੀ ਸਿੱਖਿਆ ਦਿੱਤੀ। ਪਰ ਇਸ ਦੇ ਉਲਟ ਤੁਰਕ ਅਤੇ ਮੁਗਲ ਹਮਲਾਵਰ।
I had to pause this for a second.
Oh my gosh, brief context. Should we just read it out?
Now this is gonna.
For a period of 800 years, Turkish and Mughal invaders took control of the Indian subcontinent, committed what is believed to be the largest and longest genocide in the history of humanity. Based on the records kept by the invaders, a conservative estimate for the total number of deaths is in the hundreds of millions.
Whoa.
The atrocities of the invaders include the mass murder of innocent people, raping women, destroying temples, burning libraries. For example, Nadir Shah made a mountain of skulls from the Hindu people who were murdered in Delhi alone. Oh my gosh. Another invader, Babar, made towers of skulls of his adversaries on multiple occasions. Akbar massacred 30,000 Rajputs that were captured by his forces. Even still, the Bahmani sultans had an annual agenda to kill 100,000 Hindus every year, and they ruled for approximately 200 years. Often the invaders would only spare those who agreed to practice Islam instead of their own faith. To be clear, Islam teaches humanity to live peacefully and does not advocate for forceful conversion. Instead, these atrocities are a result of the decisions of tyrannical rulers and not the Islamic faith. I see, yep, true. Faced with this harsh reality and no force in existence to protect the ordinary people, many Hindu people either converted their religion or were murdered. The world was in a desperate need for a force that would fight for justice. Hearing the cries of humanity, the gurus would establish righteousness on earth, and in doing so, their disciples would become known as the Sikhs. Oh, right. Yeah. So it's like the beginning of Sikhism.
That's sometimes the brutality of the Mughal Empire is a little bit downplayed. I've maybe seen, just because maybe it is quite disturbing. And
it's Turkish and Mughal invaders.
Wow. Okay. Well, thank you so much. This context, I think, really helps us to know where
Setting
India was at that point.
Yeah.
ਅਤੇ ਤਲਵਾਰ ਨੂੰ ਮਜ਼ਹਬ ਦੀ ਜ਼ੁਬਾਨ ਬਣਾ ਕੇ ਹਰ ਇੱਕ ਜਾਤ ਉੱਪਰ ਆਪਣਾ ਧਰਮ ਥੋਪ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ ਬਿਨਾਂ ਰੋਕ ਟੋਕ ਲੁੱਟ ਖਸੁੱਟ ਅਤੇ ਮਾਰ ਕੁੱਟ ਦੇ ਇਸ ਸਮੇਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਧਰਮ ਪਰਿਵਰਤਨ ਤੋਂ ਘਬਰਾ ਕੇ ਕਸ਼ਮੀਰੀ ਪੰਡਿਤ
See here.
Under the rule of Emperor Aurangzeb, the people did not have religious freedom to practice religion of their choice. Instead, this emperor had the mentality to use his imperial power to force people to adopt Islam and place their own faith. He realized that if he could convert the Kashmiri Pandits, who were revered at the time,
revered. They were really respected and very looked up to.
Then the rest of the people would easily follow their lead and accept Islam. Oh, okay. So this emperor informed the Kashmiri Pandits that they only had two options: either accept Islam or face death. They threatened.
Not much of a choice.
Out of fear, they went to Guru Tej Bahadur Ji, the 9th Guru, to seek help. Upon hearing their concerns, Guruji was saddened by the lack of religious freedom. At this point, Guruji's son, Gobind Rai, who would later be chosen as the 10th Guru of the Sikhs, comes to his father, asks why everyone was in such deep thought. Guru Tej Bahadur Ji explained that there was a need for a great soul to face this oppressive regime. Hearing this, Gobind Rai, who was only 9 years, this son, at the time, replied, "Who could be more fit than you, father?" Then Guru Tej Bahadur Ji, accompanied with 3 devoted Sikhs, declared that if Aurangzeb could convert Guru Tej Bahadur Ji, then the rest of the Hindus would do the same without resistance. So he said,
so this is where the emperor beheads the 9th guru. So it says here that Emperor Aurangzeb, we need the pronunciation here, tortured Guru Teg Bahadur Ji and his loyal Sikhs, but Guruji did not renounce their faith. Ultimately, the emperor ordered for the guru to be beheaded. Wow. Throughout all of this, Guru Teg Bahadur Ji, who is guru of Sikhi, willingly sacrificed his head to protect another faith's religious freedom, i.e. Hinduism, because he believed that everyone has the right to choose their faith. At the time, there was no concept of human rights, and everyone... and the idea of everyone having a right to practice the faith of their choice was unheard of. Both Sikhs and Hindus are grateful for Guruji's sacrifice to protect Hinduism. So he basically was beheaded standing up for the rights of religious freedom.
He was like, if you can convert me, then the rest of the Hindus will do the same. Like he kind of made a promise, if you convert me, then the rest of them. So he kind of said, do whatever you want, but I'm not going to convert. And because then he agreed, I guess. Jeez.
Now this is
some similar stuff happened in the West, just in regards to like being forced to all practice the same faith, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Catholicism or whatever it was at the time.
Sure,
it's
but
like you had
but this was a little bit different
Oh,
because
yeah.
this
No,
was
it's
like either
different.
die on the
Execution.
sword or
I get
convert.
that. But no, but I think there were some, like, it's like, yeah, they would, well, first of all, in Nazi Germany, that was...
Throughout history, there's been a lot of people that have wanted to convert those by the sword, and clearly the gurus are not standing for that. So let's this is I'm getting the sense it's gonna be a bit of a different movie going experience because there is a lot of annotations to read. So but you know what, guys, this is how we're gonna get the history.
It's the context. This is the very start of it. It's kind of setting the tone. I think it won't be as much as we go along. Maybe I don't know, but I need to read it because then I'm not going to understand.
And this is approximately, interestingly, this is the sort of stuff I'm hearing right now in the podcasts I'm listening to. So this is all connecting for me.
ਗੁਰੂ ਤੇਗ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਦੇ ਕੋਲ ਮਦਦ ਮੰਗਣ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਤਦ 8 ਸਾਲ ਦੀ ਛੋਟੀ ਉਮਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਨੇ ਕਸ਼ਮੀਰੀ ਪੰਡਤਾਂ ਦੇ ਪੱਖ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਉਠਾ ਕੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਪਿਤਾ ਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਜ਼ੁਲਮ ਦੇ ਖਿਲਾਫ ਲੜਨ ਲਈ ਕਿਹਾ। ਗੁਰੂ ਤੇਗ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਜ਼ੁਲਮ ਦਾ ਸਾਹਮਣਾ ਕੀਤਾ। ਉਹਨਾਂ ਕਸ਼ਮੀਰੀ ਪੰਡਤਾਂ ਦੇ ਮਨੁੱਖੀ ਅਧਿਕਾਰਾਂ ਹਿਊਮਨ ਰਾਈਟਸ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਜਦੋਂ ਇਹ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਵੀ ਇਜਾਦ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਇਆ ਸੀ ਦਿੱਲੀ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਆਪਣਾ
Just so peaceful.
ਪਰ ਧਰਮ ਪਰਿਵਰਤਨ ਦਾ ਇਹ ਜ਼ੁਲਮ ਰੁਕਿਆ ਨਹੀਂ। ਦਸ਼ਮੇਸ਼ ਪਿਤਾ ਦੀ ਜਵਾਨੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਇਸ ਜ਼ੁਲਮ ਦੇ ਖਿਲਾਫ ਲੜਨ ਦਾ ਜਜ਼ਬਾ ਵੀ ਜਵਾਨ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ। ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਵਿਚਾਰਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਅਗਿਆਨਤਾ ਦੇ ਹਨੇਰੇ ਨੂੰ ਅਤੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਤਲਵਾਰ ਨਾਲ ਜ਼ੁਲਮ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਟਾਉਣ
we remember this.
ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਨੰਦਪੁਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਵਿੱਚ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਪੰਥ ਦੀ
Khalsa, pure, have been initiated into the Amrit ceremony of the 10th Guru. We remember there was a story about that where it was sort of like anyone who was willing to sacrifice themselves was to come forward and enter the tent. And that was the way that I think he identified his 10 most close warriors. So,
but okay, in the beginning context, Sikhism's already it already exists. It's already a thing. That's what the gurus are. But then it said like after this whole event, the followers, because it was all the Hindus were being the ones forced to like. Was Sikhism just like it was just such a small, new and upcoming type of faith sort of thing? Because it was like and then here on after these people like their followers would be known as Sikhs or something.
I think it was a group that the Sikhs at that point had a military. You know, they had fighters, and I don't know that the Hindus had that, and so there was really only one group that was equipped to perhaps fight fight the Mughals, as I understand it. I could be wrong, but and then I think Guru Gobind Singh ji created the Khalsa and further sort of rallied his men to his side.
Like at the time, were they referring to themselves as Sikh or?
Yep, as I understand that,
ਆਪਣਾ ਕੀਤੀ ਅਤੇ ਪੂਰੀ ਮੁਗਲਿਆ ਹੁਕੂਮਤ ਨੂੰ ਝੰਜੋੜ ਕੇ ਰੱਖ ਦਿੱਤਾ।
The Khalsa, so a very specific maybe type of warrior.
ਧਰਮ ਦੀ ਆਜ਼ਾਦੀ ਲਈ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਸਭ ਕੁਝ ਕੁਰਬਾਨ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ। ਆਪਣੇ 4 ਸਾਹਿਬਜ਼ਾਦੇ ਵੀ।
Wow.
ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਨੰਦਪੁਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਇੱਕ ਪਾਸੇ ਠਾਠਾਂ ਮਾਰਦਾ ਸਤਲੁਜ ਦਾ ਦਰਿਆ, ਦੂਜੇ ਪਾਸੇ ਅਸਮਾਨੀ ਰੰਗ ਵਿੱਚ ਘੁਲਿਆ ਸਿਰਸਾ ਨਦੀ ਦਾ ਪਾਣੀ, ਰੰਗ ਬਿਰੰਗੀ ਹਰੀ ਭਰੀ ਵਾਦੀ ਦੀ ਬੁੱਕਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਚਾਰੇ ਸਾਹਿਬਜ਼ਾਦੇ ਹੱਸੇ ਖੇਡੇ ਤੇ ਮੁਸਕਰਾਏ।
Sahib comes from the Arabic word for friend. However, it is used as a title to honor the Sikh gurus.
ਉਹ ਨਗਾਰੇ ਦੀ ਚੋਟ ਨਾਲ ਖੁੱਲੀ ਹਵਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਉੱਡਦੇ ਤੇ ਲੋਕੀ ਵੇਖਦੇ ਰਹਿ ਜਾਂਦੇ।
ਗੁਰੂ ਪਿਤਾ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਹੁਕਮ ਭੇਜਿਆ ਕਿ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਚਿੱਟੇ ਹਾਥੀ ਤੇ ਬਿਠਾ ਕੇ ਵੀਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਦੌੜ ਦਿਖਾਓ।
ਮੇਰਾ ਵੀ ਤਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਲਿਆ ਸੀ।
ਹਾਂ ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਸਿੰਘ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਨਾਲ ਬਿਠਾ ਲਈ,
ਪਰ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ
ਛੇਤੀ
So I guess those are the two older brothers. They're racing their horses. Oh no.
Oh, gee. Oh. They jumped it.
This guy's just like, not again.
ਵੀਰੇ ਲੁਕਦੇ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹਾਥੀ ਨੂੰ ਅੱਗੇ ਕਰੋ
Jujhar Singh!
Skills.
Well, remember we saw some incredible skills with those Sikh horse
Yeah,
riders before.
totally.
Holy mackerel. Uh-oh.
ਉਹ ਦੇਖੋ ਵੀਰ ਜੀ ਪੁਲ ਦੇ ਵੱਲ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ
So I'm getting the sense these are the sorts of things that they're doing to sort of imbue the story with some extra elements here. I suspect this probably wasn't in the book.
Jujhar Singh!
Uh-oh.
Hurry. Ah.
Ooh.
It's just like a regular day for them.
Seems like
They're
it.
like, no big deal. Almost
The
died.
poor people that got to get across that bridge next time. Maybe not so much, but that's okay.
Well, two horses and two men on the horses. It's really heavy to have on a bridge like that. Usually there's like signs where it's like one person on bridge at a time.
That's all right. I'm sure they'll get it back up there for folks.
ਜੁਝਾਰ ਵੀਰ ਜੀ ਜਿੱਤ ਗਏ ਜੁਝਾਰ
Oh, they were racing.
ਆਪ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਹੁਣ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਥੱਲੇ ਉਤਾਰੋ
ਇਹ ਹੁਕਮ ਤਾਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ
ਘੋੜਸਵਾਰੀ ਤੇ ਤੂੰ ਚੰਗੀ ਕਰ ਲੈਣਾ
ਇੱਕ ਬ੍ਰਾਹਮਣ ਫਰਿਆਦ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਇਆ ਹੈ। ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਉੱਥੇ ਸੱਦਿਆ।
Brahmin.
हे दशमेश पिता मैं बड़े बूहे खड़काए बड़ियां को जाके फरियाद की थी पर किसी ने मेरी बाह नहीं फड़ी मेरी सच भी आई वोटी दा हले चूड़ा भी नहीं सी उतरिया कि पठान चुक के ले गया
Oh, whoa.
ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੇਰੀ ਮਦਦ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ
ਦਸ਼ਮੇਸ਼ ਪਿਤਾ ਦੇ ਦਰਬਾਰ ਚੋਂ ਕਦੇ ਵੀ ਕੋਈ ਫਰਿਆਦੀ ਖਾਲੀ ਹੱਥ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੁੜਦਾ
Okay, so oh yeah, we already learned about
Same,
that.
ਜੋ ਹੁਕਮ ਗੁਰੂ ਪਿਤਾ
ਅਸ਼ਟਪਦੀਆਂ ਘਰ ਤੀਜਾ ਇੱਕ ਓਂਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਿਨ ਸਿਰ ਸੋਹ
Oh.
Maja Gujri is reciting the beginning of a hymn written by Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji, the first guru that describes Babar's cruel rule. Right?
I've heard
Babar's
Babar.
the founder, of the Mughal dynasty of India. Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji witnessed Babar's cruelty firsthand, did not overlook political suppression. Instead, Guruji openly protested against these cruel rulers through his writings and teachings. This hymn is beautifully written. Wasn't the song we reacted to? That was a different.
It was a letter that was, I believe, written by a
something else,
10th guru. I believe it was in Persian. And then it was sang by, that great singer that's a doctor of music.
Basically telling Babar, you should be ashamed of yourself. Like, how are you doing this?
Well,
kind
this
of thing, right?
Babar would have not been the emperor when the 10th guru came around. So these are sort of different eras, but
Okay, so Babar, is it totally different people than the letter?
But this is
I'm getting that mixed up then.
But it would still be the Mughals that were still in control of the region. So
This
there's
hymn
a
is beautifully
lineage here.
written, and to grasp its essence, it should be read in its entirety. However, an overly simplified explanation of the hymn is that it describes the brutality and suffering endured by otherwise prosperous people under Babar's rule, including the nobility, how plundered wealth corrupts individuals, even though their wealth will not go with them after their death, the inability for so-called religious people to stand up against the injustice, the destruction of temples, and how individuals receive pleasure and pain within God's will.
It's so interesting because one of the things that I've noted about people who sometimes come to the faith, who come to Sikhism, it's because they hear the hymns and they're so beautiful and they resonate so much with the hymns that they just want to be a part of whatever that is. And it's of course, Guru Nanak and his words of wisdom. And I didn't know that he'd written a hymn about Babar.
What's this here? Those heads adorned with braided hair with their parts painted with vermilion.
I'm not sure.
And then vermilion's a brilliant red pigment originally of toxic mercury sulfide. I didn't know it was toxic.
Yeah, probably good for coloring, not so good for health.
Se sir kati munnian gਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਵੇ ਧੂੜ ਸਾਡੇ ਮੁਲਕ ਤੇ ਹੋਏ ਬਾਬਰ ਦੇ ਹਮਲੇ ਦਾ
Like that's what I thought it was too, is like was it people beheaded they were painting their hair after the fact?
It could be,
because it's saying I thought like, are they even people alive that they're painting the hair with the toxic thing?
Yeah, I'm not so sure here, but clearly we're going back to the Babar here, who I guess was the first Mughal.
Shri Guru Nanak Dev Ji ne apni baਣੀ ਚ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਹੈ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਸੁਹਾਗਣਾ ਦੇ ਸਿੰਦੂਰ ਮਿੱਟੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਮਿਲ ਗਏ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਸਿਰਾਂ ਤੇ ਸੋਹਣੀਆਂ ਪੱਟੀਆਂ
Women were tortured. You know what that means?
ਹਾਲਤਾਂ ਹੋ ਗਈਆਂ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਦਰਦ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੇ ਦਿਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਮੋ ਕੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਬਾਬਰ ਨੂੰ ਕਿਹਾ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਇੰਨਾ ਕੁਝ ਵੇਖ ਕੇ ਵੀ ਤੈਂ ਕੀ ਦਰਦ ਨਾ ਆਇਆ
ਦਾਦੀ ਮਾਂ ਇੰਨਾ ਜ਼ਾਲਮ ਸੀ ਬਾਬਰ ਉਹਦੇ ਰਾਜ ਚ ਲੋਕੀ ਐਨੇ ਦੁਖੀ ਸੀ
ਆ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਦਿੱਲੀ ਦੇ ਤਖਤ ਤੇ ਬੈਠਾ ਹੈ ਇਹਦੇ ਰਾਜ ਚ ਕਿਹੜਾ ਕੋਈ ਸੁਖੀ ਹੈ
ਵੀਰ ਜੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਔਰੰਗਜ਼ੇਬ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ ਨਾ
ਹਾਂ ਉਸ ਪੱਥਰ ਦਿਲ ਇਨਸਾਨ ਦੀ ਜ਼ੁਲਮ ਕਰਨਾ ਤਾਂ ਜਿਸ ਦੀ ਆਦਤ ਬਣ ਚੁੱਕੀ ਹੈ
ਜ਼ਾਲਮਾਂ ਦੇ ਜ਼ੁਲਮਾਂ ਬਾਰੇ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਥੇਰਾ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਹੋ ਦਾਦੀ ਮਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਸਿਖਾਉਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਸਭ ਨੂੰ
Gurbani writing
refers to the writings of the Sikhs and the other writers in the Sikh sacred texts, most prominently the hymns of the Guru
Granth Sahib. So that would be the holy book. And you know what? I think we're going to have to cut it there. So we're going to have to hear a little bit more about Babar and how this conversation wraps up in the next episode. And we hope you guys are going to be excited to join us for that
I think to me it's worth it to read all the extra information. So if that just means we're gonna have a lot more episodes, it's gonna take a lot longer, so be it, because
that's right. We gotta
enjoy this extra.
We gotta do this the right way, and then you know what? If we want to watch it without the things, then we watch it again, and then we've got all that information. So we appreciate you guys joining us here for the first episode. Woo. We've got a lot more to come, and if you want to make sure that you're updated when that episode goes live, well, then we're gonna ask you to
click the subscribe button, click the notification bell, choose the all from the drop down so you get updated every time we upload. If you enjoyed this video, please click the thumbs up and comment down below. Love you guys.
Love you guys. This is Internet Rabbit Hole Daily.
Iris, sign up. Bye.
Bye, guys.